Okay, so before I go back into my job, I just wanted to say something about my book. So my sister passed away on March 13th of this year, and it was sudden. Like my sister, we had a rocky relationship growing up because I never could understand why she was doing the things that she would do, and especially to our mom. Like, she was really difficult with my mother. But I never realized what her story was because I was a young girl, 16, 17, 18, 20. So I just thought she was crazy and mad disrespectful to my mom. But then I got to know my sister and I learned her story. I'm not going to go into details about her story, but when I tell you, my sister was living trauma all of her life until the day she died. She never resolved it. I tried. I said, sister, let me help you. But I guess it was just too deep for her to really address it. So I said, get your paper and your pen and I'll walk you through the steps of what I need you to do. And she said, okay, I'll do it. She said, I got some paper. I just got to get something to write with. And that went on for 2 weeks. Still ain't had a pen or a pencil or a crayon, a marker to write these letters to these people who caused her trauma. So my sister died with her trauma. That hurt me. I thought about that thing on my way to work. I said, you know what? People really don't understand how this book really came to be a book, because my first video on TikTok, around like before she died, I was doing TikToks before she passed. And wanted to give it away freely. But here's the thing about my book. I suffered trauma. Like many of us suffered trauma. Like my sister died living through the effects of her trauma. So that's why I push so hard. My book is dedicated to my sister. That's the painful part of this whole process for me. It's not because I'm trying to get rich off of a $9 book with 28 pages. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, sister. No, brother. It's not that. I healed myself from my trauma. My life is amazing. I want yours to be amazing. I wanted my sister to have what I had, what I have now. I wanted it so bad for my sister. If anybody needed it, and yeah, I talk about Mike Tyson, because that brother needs some healing super quickly, because nobody should die with their trauma. That is one of the saddest things I can ever think of in my entire existence, is somebody dying with their trauma. So that's the backstory to the book, and why I'm just constantly talking about this book, because baby, it will save you. You don't have to suffer. And if you think you're making it, imagine when you heal your trauma, the floodgates open. I got in trouble on the TikTok showing y'all some real shit that you probably would not have discovered on your own. And they banned my video for that. I think that sucks, but it is what it is. Please get out of all this distracting stuff we're doing. And another thing, find out your genealogy. It's super important. And I know there are some creators talking about how we are Indian, we never came from Africa. You would have to prove that to me, sir. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. Ooh. Before COVID, I had my brother do DNA testing for me so I could find out where my dad is from, where his people were from. Because I take on more characteristics of the Lovett side of my family than I do the Burton side of my family. I'm every bit of my father. So my brother did it. And it wasn't no, you would have to dig and find this company. I mean, I wasn't going for no okey doke companies. I needed to dig and find a credible organization that was nonprofit. So after digging, my brother, they sent us our situation. He did his thing. We sent it off. And it took about 8 to 10 weeks to come back with our results. And baby, it's a blessing when you know where you're from. Because for black people, if you don't know where you're from, it's horrible to walk through life with questions about where you're from. Please do that. It's going to make a world of difference for you. My DNA, my dad's DNA goes back 18 generations. And before I tell you, I want you to know something. I have met plenty of people out here. And I just tell them a little bit, you know, because they ask me questions. Like, I fly my flags, honey. Yes, I do. I celebrate that thing. And in fact, I will get there. I'm going to find our tribe. But when the people see me and we start talking, they be like, absolutely, I see it all over you. The way you carry yourself, your mannerism speaks it in abundance. My dad, 18 generations, 99.9%. But here's the kicker before I tell you that. My father's great-great-grandmother was a Seminole Indian. She's the one that sits out on my patio. But we are 99.9% undisputed Nigerian. Hello? The Yoruba tribe. Hello? And in there's different tribes within the Yoruba people. And I'm going to go there and I'm going to find my people. But because I know who I am, baby, it's a blessing beyond measure. All this matters. Who's telling you to go and get a genealogy test and get one from a credible source? If you're interested, inbox me and I'll tell you exactly who we went through. But now I'm so terrified to share anything that is not of my brain because TikTok is going to say that it's hateful. Ain't nothing about me hateful, baby. I exude love. I change hate to love on a daily and do it with my eyes closed. My job. They know who I am. These were some of the first people I asked to buy my book. Not even knowing their story. Because I could see it and I could feel it. And this older guy who works at my job, I asked him, please, sir, can you please give me something in writing? Or I think I'm going to have him do a video with me later today, baby. He was my first customer and I'll never forget him. Oh, I'm going to do something amazing for this man. So yeah, that's this book story. So let me tell you too, for the death and dying piece. So when my brother was murdered, viciously murdered, I lost absolute control of myself. Because I was not where I am today, or nor where I was in March when my sister died. When my sister died, I growled like an animal. It was real guttural. Because that was pain. That we can't sit and talk anymore. Because we always say when we leave each other, kissy, kissy. But I understand. And now that she's become my ancestor, you can't touch me. Oh, we got so much to talk about. But I love you guys. We about to end this thing. It's 9:41. But do know, I'm always cheering for my people. Buy my book. It's penned. Do that for yourself. Do that for me so I can stop worrying about you. That's it.